pretty fancy there.
No, oh, thank you.
No worries.
The Hypochondriacs are one of Fredericton's hottest bands. This six-piece powerhouse has a high-octane live show filled with powerful epics, prolific heartfelt ballads, and superb musicianship. The challenge with such a potent live act that thrives off the immediate gratification of the crowd is translating that energy into the more controlled studio environment. Combining influences like George Jones, Hank Williams, and Johnny Cash with Memphis rockabilly, doo-wop, and classic rock and roll, the Hypochondriac studio recordings are brimming with excitement. Follow us through this behind-the-scenes look at what happens when the record light turns on as we go into the studio.
And there's power in the wall right behind you there.
My name is Josh Bravner, and I am the lead singer of the Hypochondriacs. I've been playing music since I was a wee young boy at the age of 6 or 7. My dad decided he would go into this Elvis competition, and I saw him up on stage, and I said I want to do that too. So we got me a little jumpsuit, started singing at Frank's Finer Diner, and here we are.
I've been waiting on my phone to ring. I've been dwelling on the worst damn thing that you are through with me. You said you'd be here.
When you say country music, everyone thinks about one thing, but it kind of depends on who you're talking to. Because when you tell me country music, I go to like George Jones, Hank Williams, Buck Owens, but then you could go to someone on the street and they're gonna say Travis Tritt, Alan Jackson. So what you perceive as country music or what you perceive as rock and roll could differ from people to people. So when people say, what genre are the Hypochondriacs?
The Hypochondriacs, like, we just decided to write music that we love, and there was no real set goal for a sound or genre or anything. It was like, well, we just love it, so let's see what happens. We don't limit ourselves to let's be a 50s or 60s rock and roll or country band. We never limit ourselves to be like, well, you can't play that riff or that style because it's supposed to sound good. Screw that. There's no rules. You know, you listen to music to gain like self-satisfaction. There's really no other reason. So listening to a pop song doesn't make you anything other than the person who likes that pop song. You know, it doesn't change you as a person. So I don't understand where genre defines a band or a personality or a person.
The reason I think people fall back on anything that's got an old-timey feel to it, maybe there's something nostalgic to it. There's even a couple things that we were doing with the Hypos that reminded me of my grandfather and some of the old country stuff that he used to sing and play, and that's it for me. It's nostalgia.
My creative process is kind of boring. It could either be a line comes to me, and I'm like, oh, that's really cool. I kind of want to work around that. Or what I do normally is I'll sit on my couch with my cats, then I'll have my guitar, my acoustic guitar in my hand, and I'll mumble. Sometimes I don't even say words, kind of like white boy scatting. And then all of a sudden, something will come out and I'm like, okay, I like that.
Playing with my little brother is really unique. He's just easy to play music with because we like the same things. So whenever he suggests something, it's an automatic yes from me.
That was magic, man. That was crazy. Whew! Still have, like, jitters from that.
Oh,
No,
that
from
might be the
first-
coffee.
Yeah, it might be the coffee, too.
Josh
but-
said he had the jitters.
Man.
I think you guys need to come in and have a listen.
Okay, great.
Honestly,
Ooh, mask.
I'm interested to hear what you think.
creative process is a rhythm member. When Josh presents a skeleton or even a finished product, where my brain goes is, what is the bass gonna do? So I didn't even know what Jamie's thinking in his head yet, but I'm immediately going, what do I think the bass will be doing? And then I'll start writing.
Josh will bring in a song that he's sort of written, just him and a guitar. He brings it into the band to a rehearsal. In that moment, everybody's just sort of thrown in what their instincts are.
But there's just some chemistry between the band that every time we get together, like, it's just all of our minds working together create this kind of bigger picture. It's exciting to bring them a song and then see what kind of cool things Jadin and Kelly can do with the vocals and like what horn lines they're gonna write. And Connor's the most amazing guitar player I've ever heard. And then Jamie and Aaron have been playing together since Aaron was probably like 14 or 15. I don't know. All I have to do is write the lyrics and the melody and then throw it in the machine, and then they do whatever they do with it.
Sounds good.
Cut.
All right, go home. I don't think I could play it better.
Seriously,
I don't think I could, to be honest, and I loved the tempo of that.
I'm a picky jerk.
Yeah.
Like, I will nitpick everything, but I don't know what I would change.
We loved that coming out of the solo, the that was like so perfectly locked in.
It was totally.
I was like,
What's in that coffee, man?
Wow.
It's the magic sauce.
Super happy with that personally.
Yeah, I never
chugged
get
it.
first take goosebumps, but I like full on have
Well,
first take.
that's it. Well, that's it then. Yeah.
we're
yeah,
done.
yeah.
We're a band that thrives live. We are definitely a live band. When we're live, I don't care if I screw up. I'm not afraid to play a wrong note. I'm not afraid to miss a lyric or screw up, because if someone goes to your show and every show's cut, dry, perfect, I mean, it's going to sound good, but after a while it's like, there's no reason to go see them again. I've seen it 1,000 times. But when you're in the studio, we're all a little bit of perfectionists and we do want it to sound good, but we do like the odd kind of screw up even in the recordings where it's not perfect. It's hard to capture that energy sometimes when like you're doing a lot of overdubs and multi-tracking, but we just want to make something that reflects how we think we perform. We want you to be able to get some sort of our live experience through the recording.
As soon as the studio hits, it's more of like, I want to just get my part right and play it as groovy and, as tight as possible, just so everyone else can kind of knock it down. It's like I'm a setup guy as a drummer. I find my place is just to make sure everyone else can just hit it out of the park at all times. Live playing is more carefree in my mind. It's like, I'm not too worried about if I'm nailing every fill or everything. As long as all my parts are kind of right, and like I'm not too concerned about tempos or anything. It's more just as a whole, I want the production to be grand, and in the studio, I think more, which I'm not much of a thinker. I like to play drums, and that's really just kind of what I'm wired to do. So when I have to think about it, it really like stresses me out, but I get excited because then it makes me want to play better and use the things I've practiced. We're live, I just forget all that and I just have fun.
That's fine. That's great. I like that one.
That one was good.
Yeah, it's good. Do you want to hear it or you're good?
No, that's fine. Cool.
Say 2.
J9.
J9.
What?
Okay.
She's been sitting in that room the whole time. Yeah.
Yep. Yes, she is.
I say it almost on a daily basis. I'm so blessed and like honored to play with everybody in that band. They're great people, great musicians, and even better like songwriters. They're all incredible. It's weird knowing you're like the weakest link in a band. I'm not trying to rag on myself in any way, but they're all just masters at what they do. It makes me want to work hard, and practice and in my head get up to their level every show.
All right.
You good for tone?
I think so.
Okay. Let's fire it up.
Sick though. I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I was like, man, that sounded really good.
Here we go.
All right.
Where can you be?
That guitar sounds deadly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Like,
I like it.
Happy
right,
accidents.
it sounds like bitey. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
You guys know the song Queen of California that John Mayer does?
No.
His soul, it made me think of that. Do you know the song I'm talking about?
Yes.
It reminds
He does
me.
use a room mic, yeah.
It's just a room mic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Anyway, I mean,
Crazy.
it's good enough for John Mayer.
Yeah, right?
Could I try that another time?
Definitely. What, you mean you didn't get it on the first take?
I
the
didn't.
whole band.
I know, look, I know.
Got
man.
it on the first take, Connor.
Connor.
I like solo sounded sick though. I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I was like, man, that sounded really good.
Here we go.
Cared all about
They're my best friends, you know. It didn't take long for anything to settle in when I joined. I've very much developed some strong relationships that I think will carry through the rest of my life.
It's been quite a few years of kind of whittling and fine tuning what who the Hypochondriacs are, but now it's become like what I've envisioned it to be, and I literally play with the best musicians in my mind in Fredericton.
Music's everywhere. Movies, sports venues, everything. And I don't think anybody hates music. Recording in general, like I've always thought that it's something way beyond you as a person, because it's gonna stick around long after you're gone. And there's something that I enjoy about being in the middle of recording a song and knowing that this is bigger than you are, you know?
I ask myself all the time, why is recording still like important? Because even you can do it at home and make it sound great, but it's not the same. Every set of eyes, ears, and hands like makes that record or that song sound the way it does. It's not just you. I think there's just something more beautiful about a collaborative effort, even though you don't know you've collaborated on it. If you unlock the door as the janitor in the morning, that helped create that album. And that's important.